What is the deal here with these tariffs, specifically on pharma, Jared? Are they also intended to, at the end of the day, I mean, is it part of Trump's plan to try and reindustrialize America, including building more pharma capacity onshore in the United States? Because in terms of the need, right, it's mostly generics that get imported into the U.S. and they're made offshore because it's cheaper to do so. Right? I mean, does it make sense for anybody to onshore or build capacity in the U.S. to make generics?
Well, I think it's both. It's generics and branded. And we don't exactly know what, the true motivation here is. I mean, I don't think pharmaceuticals as an industry are all that special relative to industrials or technology or other verticals that he's trying to coerce to, build bigger presences in the U.S. So to me, it's less about generics or branded. It's more about how does the pharmaceutical and biotech industry kind of fit into the grander plans around improving or scaling up domestic manufacturing. Most of the biotech and pharma companies do have a large presence in the U.S. Are they going to bring back more business? Are they going to hire more people in this country versus Europe or Asia or otherwise? Really don't know. But I would say that anything coming out of China and Europe is obviously fair game. I think the companies would tell you this, that the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, as part of the Biden administration, is incredibly crippling. And the business that needs to be kind of like tied up in order to make earnings based on that is very, very challenging. And therefore, if you add tariffs to that, it's going to complicate this sector maybe more than others.
And there's, of course, what Trump wants and what the reality is. So, for example, I'm sure that Trump would happily say, OK, guys, I'm going to slap tariffs on the international competitors. You U.S. drug manufacturers, quickly ramp up your production capacity. Let's compete. However, doesn't it take like at least 2 to 3 years to be able to ramp that kind of capacity up, giving, of course, tariffs or no tariffs, still the competitive advantage to the competitors?
Definitely. I mean, when you're talking about building up manufacturing capacity or manufacturing facilities from scratch, it takes multiple years to get to a point where you're able to produce at a high level. So I would definitely agree with that. We really just don't know where all of this is heading. I have a feeling that some of the negotiations or discussions, rather, that are taking place today between the president and pharmaceutical executives like the ones that took place back in December are kind of geared towards getting to some sort of happy medium. I mean, I couldn't imagine the pharmaceutical industry grappling with the tariffs on top of drug pricing negotiations, on top of already very tenuous business models with the way that products erode due to patent issues or patent cliffs. So this would be the third sort of strike against pharmaceuticals. And, the companies were pretty positive when they met with Trump late last year. So I'm very curious what happens here.